5,000 likes and I'm gonna milk this son of a bitch. All right. That was a good one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is an attempt. I don't know how the hell should I hold this shit. Quite cringe. Look at this little fella. Hello? He's not friendly. You know, I already feel kind of retarded. I'm gonna be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. I am not used to holding a camera like this and walking around and talking, because I don't want to be caught like this. It's like being caught jerking off in your sock when you're 10. I don't know who does that. And I thought to myself, maybe this is the time where I finally win this battle against my social anxiety. But you know what? Wait a second, there's somebody milking a cow. I don't know if you see, but there was somebody milking a cow. Spioniro golupiro. There's somebody milking a cow. I'm in, ladies and gentlemen. I have infiltrated the system. Fortunately, I have not been caught. I might be stoned to death because I'm filming somebody tipping a cow. That's not what you want in your 20s. Look at this shit. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Who the fuck is gonna do anything to me, huh? And you might think to yourself, this is an isolated place that's like kilometers away from where I live. No, ladies and gentlemen, this is about 300 meters from my home. But I'm not gonna show you any signs, anything of that nature. I'm not gonna show you because you're gonna dox me. You sons of bitches, you're gonna dox me. You're gonna find me and you're gonna have your way with me. I know that. I don't want that. I don't want that, ladies and gentlemen. The first destination I'm gonna take you to is a tree that was struck by lightning when I was about 9 years old. So that's a couple of centuries ago. But this tree, somebody was here. Somebody was out there with the cows, taking care of them. In the village, if somebody owns a cow, you put it into a common cattle. So basically, every single day, a kid or maybe a family member from the families that own a cow and that have given this cow into this cattle, they go and they take care of the cattle for a day. I think we got rid of our cow back in 2006 or something like that. So I didn't get the chance of going out with the cows, but I went out with my friends. You even had the opportunity of not going to school because you had to go with the cows. You had to take care of the cattle because it was your turn. You miss a day of school and you're having fun with the cows. Amazing. There was a day and one of my friends was out there with taking care of the cattle, right? And then all of a sudden, thunder and lightning started. Heavy rain, thunder and lightning. And what happens? Two of the cows from the cattle, they get struck by lightning, and subsequently this goddamn tree also gets struck by lightning. Look at this. Look at this son of a bitch. When you're talking about Moldova, you're not talking about cool architecture or shit like that, shit of that nature. You're talking about cool trees that have been struck by lightning. Thank God my friend did not die. Yeah, that's also nice. I would say that is also kind of nice. You know, you didn't die. Back in the day, there used to be like a mini forest here, but you know what happened? You know what happened, ladies and gentlemen? Some people claiming to be from a state institution, they came here and they cut the trees. And they said that, you know what, those trees do not belong to the village. So the village people, they don't get to decide to keep their trees or not. So we, as a state institution, we're gonna do that. There used to be a shit ton of trees around here. What I'm gonna show you next, an abandoned stadium. It was built in the 90s, but as soon as the goals were placed, people were like, yeah, we're not gonna play here. We're not gonna use it. So now it's just abandoned. The soil is extremely bad on it. You cannot do anything. There's just the two goalposts. Maybe you can see it in the distance. We're gonna have a little rant about this magnificent stadium that was constructed here. Back in the time, not in the time of the Soviets, surprisingly. That is the direct proof that the spirit of the Homo Sovieticus still dwells within the Moldovan soul. The fall of the Soviet Union is just an illusion. Because nothing really works, and nothing really used to work. Not gonna lie, the nature is quite beautiful in its wilderness, in its wild state. It's quite beautiful. There we can see the two big water tanks, you know, that are not enough sometimes. Sometimes, all of a sudden, you don't have water in the village. Why would you need water, right? It's 40 degrees outside, you're melting your ass, you're sweating. Drink your own sweat, or maybe your piss. I don't know. I don't know, everybody has his own fetishes. Who am I to judge, right? I'm also a pervert. We're here and we're gonna take a look at it. If you have a son and you want your son to be the next Messi, send him here. Send him here. I'm gonna train him and I'm gonna close him in my base. I'm gonna show him how the beautiful game of football is learned. Would you play football here? Would you believe me if I told you when I was little I had a little dream? Now, in fact, it was a big dream of becoming a football player. But the only big stadium that I had around to play on as a kid was this. Yeah, so I'm gonna, from now on, I'm just using that as an excuse. I didn't have a proper stadium. It's not as if all the nice football players, they didn't have a proper stadiums. The majority of the Brazilians are from slums, playing barefoot. No. This is my excuse, ladies. You're gonna listen to it and you're gonna accept it. And if we take a glance in the distance, you can see houses. Do you like the stabilization of this video? I know. Look at that. Wind turbines. We've got some wind turbines. Some people, they still use the fecal matter of cows to produce heat in their homes. Yeah, we've got wind turbines. How do you like them apples? It is quite depressing because when I was a kid, there used to be relatively a lot of people in here, but nowadays everybody left to another country. Everybody left to another city. They all go to the capital city, to the main city of our country, Chisinau, it's called. And they all go there, and guess what happened? That city became a dense piece of shit, and there's really nothing to see there. So my advice, leave. Leave. As soon as you can, leave. I have spent 18 years of my life growing up in this village, and imagine the cultural shock that I had when at the age of 18, I moved to goddamn Hamburg, Germany, one of the biggest goddamn German cities. Imagine the shock that I had in my head. It's not really what I'm used to, and that's a part of my social anxiety, because I'm not used to big groups of people walking around. I'm used to isolated places. That's a thing that I always appreciate in my trips back home, is the fact that when I'm in Hamburg, I feel like a man trapped in a box. Yes, that's an Alice in Chains reference. But when I'm here, I have the feeling that the whole village belongs to me. And I think all the people in this village, they have a similar feeling. It's the sentiment that you can go outside and everything belongs to you. Maybe this sounds kind of cheesy to you people from big cities, but that's really the feeling that I have. And I think that's really the feeling that everybody in the village has to a certain extent. Holy shit, the almighty antenna of the internet, ladies and gentlemen. This is how we get our speed. Our speed, ladies and gentlemen. We have an immense speed. We have a very fast speed when it comes to Moldova. One thing, I literally had a friend from Germany visiting us, and he was like, man, you got mobile data everywhere here. You go into that desolate shithole, there's internet. You go into that desolate shithole, there is internet. How does that work? I don't know. We're poor as hell, but we have good internet. That's a nice achievement. Look at that. Divine. And one day I'm gonna jump off of it. I'm not joking. So now the plan is we're gonna go to a lake and then I'm gonna rape a cow. We're not gonna go to a lake. I am hard as a rock right now. Sorry. Look, we also do have some houses. And I'm like, nah, you son of a bitch, you thought I was the only one living in here. No. We do have houses. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the roads. We only have one proper road in this village, and it's the main road, and I'm going to show it to you. You know, sometimes you have a genius idea when it comes to designing your own house, and then that's what I'm going to show you now. Pink fence. Say it with me. Pink fence. How amazing does this look? 5,000 likes, and I'm going to follow those kids. I think that's not funny anymore. I think I might get some charges on me. Let me show you a fantastic place that's actually supposed to be a lake. This lake was artificially dug during the time of the Soviets, so if that did not alarm you, if me saying artificially dug during the time of the Soviets did not alarm you, there might be something wrong with you. Here it is, this fantastic place. When I was a kid, the water would go up to there. Guess what happened? Yeah, the Soviets dug a lake. The Soviet people of the village did dig a lake. So that is exactly what happens when you have a sedentary source of water. Guess what? Combine that with heat and it's gonna be gone in a couple of decades. And also, I gotta tell you, in this lake, people, we used to swim when we were kids. People, they washed their cows in it. They washed their cars in it. I remember being a kid. We were swimming with a couple of friends and a random guy from a very poor family, he took the shampoo bottle with him and he was pouring shampoo on his head while we were swimming. Somewhere in here, there is some shampoo from a retarded guy from 10 years ago or 15 years ago. I don't remember how far away in time that is. This is a lake that's gonna disappear because this goddamn lake does not flow into another source of water. It's sedentary, as I've said before. I remember being a kid and people were getting diseases from swimming in this shithole. And I think I see 2 goddamn swans on the other side of the lake. My God. The hell did you forget there? But now we're gonna go and terrorize some cows. Those are typical activities of the village. Whenever you want to have some fun, you go and terrorize some cows, terrorize some goats, terrorize some people, blow up a... It doesn't matter. My point is, the ways of having fun of a person from the village, they are different. 5,000 likes, and I'm gonna give this cow the right treatment. Look at this sexy fella. I think you can even hear on my phone the frogs mating. That's the sound of the frogs mating. Back to this handsome fella. Look at it. Fantastic. With his brother and his mother and his incest sister. Makes you think about life. This village really makes you think about life. Hello? Hello? It has taken a liking to me. No, not so trusty. Shut the fuck up. Not so trusty. I'm recording. I am recording. Shut up. Shut up! I'm recording. He told on me to his mother. What a pussy. What a pussy, you guys. Don't be like that. We've got a cool sign here. It says, rape is not allowed on Mondays. You know, you cannot judge a place by the place you are in right now. Everything has its own culture, its own historical predispositions and proclivities. That's it. Now look at what walking around in a Moldovan village does to a person, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. I might need to cut it off. That's it. Imagine if we kissed right here. What would you say? Those 2 little retards, they don't even comprehend. They don't have the elementary brain power to comprehend what good of a soup they would make. Every single time, it's so amazing how dirty this is. No goddamn pearl. No goddamn pearl. Yeah, drink my piss, bitch. Have a sip of it. Do you like it? Do you like the taste of my urine in your mouth? How about you? And they're gonna mate right now. They're gonna have nice swan sex. Swan songs, they are a prelude to swan sex, if you did not know. Today I have shown you some cows. I have shown you some goats. But you don't yet know the fact that this place is predominantly inhabited by fucking swines. Look at this. Look. There's no necessity of collecting the trash and then throwing away. Just leave it in here. And don't bother. Yes, we got a bottle. We've got a shoe of a retarded guy. Get the hell out of here. Look at that. Oh, there's the second one. There's the second one. Yeah, when I was a kid, the water used to go up to there. I swear to God, it smells like shit. I swear to God, somebody took a shit in here. And I feel like a minesweeper right now. Like a bad one. because I'm about to step into this shit mine. Holy fuck. Shit. Whoa. I can hear the trees talking to me. It's really such an honor walking around the infamous place where they filmed Borat. I think there's a tractor approaching. Come on, you bitch. Might be one of those mini tractors. Put your bets, show me your tits if it's a tractor, if it's a mini tractor, so... Yeah, it is. That's a mini tractor, holy shit. I'm coming. There's only one way to end this video. Showing you what I have in my attic. And what I have in my attic is... kitties. The jungles. They're talking to me, Johnny.